right now I'm cooking myself some breakfast, but we're on part 2 of this 3-part series. Okay, here we are. Are you guys ready for this? This is gonna be a long list. I did not realize it was this long until I started writing all of this stuff down. Number 1, okay? No, number 1 was being a company driver. We should do this A. We should go 2.A. There you go. So A, you need a business license. This is what happens when you transition from being an employee and your W-2 to a small business owner, and then, to be a small business owner, believe it or not, you got to open a business. Okay, so you can either register your business as a sole proprietor or a LLC. Now, sole prop is the cheapest, easiest, quickest way, and you could probably start there if it's only going to be you and just, your truck. Or you could do LLC once that gives you a little room to grow. Where I live, if you're a single member LLC, you can file jointly. The business and the individual or the member of the LLC basically can file as a sole prop. So that's the benefit of it. But now I can grow, because I don't need to re-register or whatever. So now I can grow from there. Now, you got a business, okay? You need to make money in that business. You need a truck, okay? This is where we're starting. We're starting with the truck. Now, whether you lease or buy, right now, if I could I'll do it all over again, I absolutely would lease. But whether you lease or buy, or maybe you bought a truck for some other business and you have the truck already, so whatever. But whether you lease or buy, the number 1 thing you need is an annual inspection. That is the first thing DOT asks for. Let me grab mine really fast to show you what it looks like. So this is what the annual inspection looks like. This is the form that they complete. I'm just covering up my personal information. And this is the sticker that it's also covering up personal information, but this is the sticker that's supposed to be stuck to your truck. I was too lazy, and plus I didn't really know where to put it, so it's okay if you keep it. They'll just say, oh, you should really stick it on your truck. But you can see I completed mine in April of 2018, so it's good for 1 year. Obviously, that's why it's called an annual inspection, and I'll do it again next year. And so they just go through all of the stuff that's applicable. They check your brakes, your tires, whatever, all that stuff. So this is the number 1 thing. This means that your truck is road worthy. So you got your annual inspection. B, you need a fire extinguisher, okay? DOT checks this all the time. My fire extinguisher is right there. Boom. And it has to be securely mounted, and they check if it reads full too. So on Amazon, it's like a 2.5 pound fire extinguisher, and I don't know, maybe 20 bucks, something like that. Now let's walk back around to the other side. C on the list is hazard triangles. So when you pull over, within 15 minutes, you're supposed to put those red triangles to let other drivers know to kind of switch over. Those are required. You absolutely have those, and you have 15 minutes. And we had a driver that pulled over because of a blowout, and a cop pulled in behind him and just sat there and waited for 15 minutes and then gave him a violation for not putting them out within 15 minutes. Kind of ridiculous, don't get me wrong, he should have known better, but still, they do absolutely check for this, and my hazard triangles are right here. Okay, so there they are. You gotta have 3 triangles, and they check that you have 3, but you guys, make sure when you're setting up your truck that you put this stuff like this, you put it on the right side, both right, left and right, and right as in wrong and right. Why? Because when you have a blowout and you pull over to the side of the road, you pull to the right. So you want to be walking on the side with the traffic, getting out your triangles, getting out your tools. So that's why they're on the passenger side of my truck. Okay, D is you are required now to have electronic logbook. That's Keep Truckin' ELD, 20 bucks a month. If you have IFTA or whatever, it's 30 bucks a month. I paid for the whole year, $240 right away. So you are required to keep your logbook by law that way. E on the list. I did not have mud flaps. DOT gave me a violation for mud flaps. Okay, you are required to cover at least, I believe, 70% or something of your tire. So 70% of your tire needs to be covered with a mud flap. So boom, there you go. One in the back, one in the front. You gotta have it. Then moving on to F, that's registration. Where I live, when I bought my truck, my registration was for $12,300, which if you look at the sticker in the door, that's my GVW for the truck, right? Gross vehicle weight rating, I mean. So that's my gross vehicle weight rating is 12,300, so that's on the truck. So where I live, the trailer transfers to the truck. So when you pull with your truck, you gotta upgrade your registration. So it's stupid, I know, because my registration says 26,000. So are you telling me I could have 26,000 with just a pickup truck? Right, so it's really dumb, but you have to pay for the max that you're gonna tow or the max that you're gonna weigh. And the max that I can weigh, because I don't have a CDL, is 26,000. So I had it when I bought a truck, I got pulled over into scale, and all of our trucks had this air, and literally whenever they saw our company, they pulled us all in and gave us a ticket. Because that's how they collect the tax for the road, whatever, road use tax. So I had to go to the DMV or whatever, and I upgraded. It was like 300 something bucks to upgrade my registration from 12,300 to 26,000. Moving on to G. G, this is something they absolutely check. You gotta have a really good e-brake, okay? You gotta make sure it goes, you want it to stop you. Why? Because when they do a level 1, they make you put your e-brake all the way down, and then they tell you to put it in drive and give a little gas. If your e-brake holds, great, no problem. If your e-brake does not hold, there's a chance that it might be an out of service, because that's like, I don't know why. That's probably a bigger issue with air brakes on semi-trucks because they can roll away. But with us, I don't think it's such a big deal. But still, something they absolutely check, and you can get a ticket for and get in trouble for that. Shut off my truck. I was cooking. I have an inverter right there, and so I was cooking, and I can't, have my truck off while my inverter is running. So I'm gonna shut that thing off. Okay, next thing. E, F, what are we on? G or something? No, maybe H. Next thing, tires. You guys have good tires. The DOT checks them, so make sure they're always properly inflated. But not just these tires, whatever. Oh, they look cool, right? But the main thing is you want the correct rating on your tires. You see how this says 129? It's upside down. 129/126. This is your single wheel rating, weight rating. This is your dual wheel weight rating, and this is your speed rating. So 129, I believe it says right here somewhere. Right here. So max load, you can see. Max load single, 1,850 kilograms, which is 4,080 pounds. You want to make sure, since I have a 1-ton 3,500 single rear wheel, it's a 7,000 pound axle in the back. You want to make sure that each of your tires at the single weight rating equal more than 3,500. So I'm at 4,080 plus 4,080. So technically my tires can handle 8,000 pounds, even though my axle can only handle 8. Strongly, you guys pay attention to this stuff. This is the stuff that you really get in trouble for. Sometimes if you go to like a crappy shop, they need to sell some tires. They might sell you tires that don't have the proper load rating. All right, the next one is mostly for like dualies and 5500 because they're always pulling trailers that are too big for them. But the next one is, I think it's called a certificate of towing capability. Now, all of the DOT officers don't know what these trucks are rated to tow from the manufacturer, from Dodge. So they require sometimes on like when you're pulling bigger. With us, it's not an issue because I'm under 26,000. I don't have a CDL, so whatever. They know any pickup truck can pull basically this weight. But they require the bigger trucks to have a certificate of towing capability, and what that means is you take it to a shop or to a mechanic or somewhere, and they write a piece of paper that says this truck is designed to tow this weight. You know how sometimes you see that coming down the road, a 3,500 dually towing a 5-car hauler? Like, there is no way that is legal. He is way overweight, right? And so that's what the certificate of towing capability. I haven't gotten in trouble for that yet. Obviously, I think I'll be fine because I'm always really light. But still, that's something that you will have to have very soon. You'll have to have it in, you know, with your paperwork and stuff. The next thing I already forgot. Okay, here, hold on. The next thing is, and then the last one is, you have to have during the winter months, I believe it's October to April or something like that, the winter season, you gotta have tire chains, snow chains, you know. I use the auto socks. I think they're, first of all, they're much lighter and they're way better, but you gotta have either the auto socks or the tire chains. And that's it. That is everything you need for the truck. Let's move on to the trailer. Okay, the trailer. Whether you buy it or you finance it, trailer, same thing. You need an annual inspection. They check your brakes here, they check your tires, they check your tire pressure, all that stuff. So you gotta have an annual inspection, just like for the truck. You could pull your trailer to the place and they'll do an annual inspection on both. Then, the next thing they check is right over here. They check your breakaway switch, okay? Now, this supposedly is supposed to stop the trailer if something happens and your trailer gets disconnected from your truck. I highly doubt that. Mine works really well because I have disc brakes, but they absolutely pull the pin. In an inspection, they pull the pin, just like they check your e-brake, they pull this pin and then tell you to give it gas. And if your trailer doesn't stop you by out of service, you get shut down, you have to leave your trailer and call a mechanic to fix it. That's happened to me before, that's how I know that. My breakaway switch was broken one time. The next thing is proper trailer connection, okay? Let me jump up in here. You see how everything is, well, I usually like it organized, but this is what they look for. First of all, they check that your pin is locked, right? This is unlocked over here, and this is locked. But then here's the one that they get everybody on. They get everybody on your breakaway cord. Most people, when they buy a trailer, it doesn't come with this, what's it called, a carabiner, I believe, right? It doesn't come with this. This is supposed to be latched separately. Most people just latch it right here to this thing. So that's not gonna do anything if this, when it rips or disconnects or breaks, right? And so it, basically, this has to have its own attachment. They get a lot of people, a lot of hotshots get that violation, no lie. Obviously, you gotta have mud flaps on your trailer. Look at those nice mud flaps. I hung those up myself. I had like crappy ones that were ripping, but then I got these nice thick ones. Hopefully they last a little longer. But yeah, you're absolutely required to have mud flaps on your trailer as well. Then, you know, this is like more common sense, but gotta have good tires, nice trailer tires, and you gotta have good brakes. And then you have to have the correct load rating on your tires. You see 132? 132 is, look right here, max load single, 2,000 kilograms. So it's 4,400 pounds. That's what. So that means each tire can handle 4,400 pounds when there's single rear wheel, or single wheel, and that's what this is. And so if there's two tires, so 44 plus, that's 8,800 pounds. This is a 7,000 pound axle. So DOT cannot give me crap for tires. I know people try to save money and they buy cheaper tires that have a shittier load rating. Don't do that. And then you also have to keep your maintenance records for your trailer, okay? So truck and trailer maintenance records, absolutely required. That's for when you're getting the whole office audit. Then, load securement. How are you gonna secure loads? Are you going to use only straps, only chains, a little combination of both? And so that's why you gotta, so you're getting ready to become an owner operator, you need straps. I would say 15 to 20 straps and 4 20-foot chains with 4 binders. That's what I have. So there's all your, I'm using a lot of my straps, but here, check it out in my toolbox. And so this is how I stack them. The chains in the middle and all my straps rolled up on the side. I'll get a break, not a breaker bar, but one of these bars too for the chains. Okay, moving on. So you're an owner-op, or you want to become an owner-op, you need some tarps, unfortunately. Some loads do tarp, and when you need tarps, that means you need bungees. The bungees were right next to the hazard triangles in the back over there. And then you need winter chains or auto socks for your a set one, only one axle. You need it for your trailer too. So there's some repetitive stuff, but I want to cover each thing individually because I want to be very, very thorough. I want you guys to watch this video, write it all down. If you do everything on this list, your truck and your trailer will be absolutely ready. The things, obviously, if you're a CDL hotshot, you're an owner-op on trying. You need, you know, IFTA, IRP. You can register online for that, and then you absolutely need prorated plates. You got to go to your local DMV office or whatever to get that. Now, moving on. So I covered everything you needed by law, okay? Now I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I would recommend that you get. Recommendation number 1, fuel tank, guys. Got to have an auxiliary fuel tank. These Dodges, what do they have? Like a 28-gallon tank? It's a joke. When you're towing with the load maybe a little taller than this, you got to stop every 2 hours to fill up. It's stupid. So get yourself an aux fuel tank. Then first aid kit. I try to Google it. I'm not sure. I don't know if you're required by law to have a first aid kit. I do. It's under there. But DOT, not once in my 3 years of driving, not once has DOT asked me for a first aid kit. So I don't think it's required by law. So that's my recommendation. Then I recommend a grease gun, and I also recommend greasing your trailer constantly. So I have a grease gun. You got to grease right here where the handle is. You got to grease up here where your jack comes down. And if you have, I have oil bearings, so I don't have to grease my bearings ever. But if you have grease bearings, you got to grease your bearings. And if you have leaf spring suspension, you got to grease your equalizer box too. Okay, so that's another recommendation. Get a grease gun. Then I recommend tools to change a flat. If you do get a flat tire or you get a blowout on the road, have the tools. Don't always call people. I have an impact gun, and I have like 2 12,000-pound jacks, so I could just jack up, you know, one whole side if I need to. And then I would recommend airbags on the truck. Mine are in there. And then I would recommend a bed of some kind. Obviously, you got to sleep somewhere. This is my bed. I don't know if you can see it. This is a foam mattress, totally foam, no spring. I had a spring mattress. It wasn't great. This is a foam mattress, and I have black sheets every so there's no reflection, and people can't really see me if they're looking in because it's all black. So that's my mattress. I'll cover this setup a little in a later video, but you know, I recommend deleting your back seat, put a mattress in there, and then I recommend also a cooler. Okay, this cooler, it's freaking fantastic, you guys. Having some cold water on a hot day is absolutely amazing. During the winter, maybe you don't need it so much, but during the summer, you absolutely do. I have a Keurig running off of my inverter. You don't have to have a Keurig, obviously. I mean, I enjoy a cup of coffee every morning, so that's why I have that. But I certainly do recommend that you have a cooler. Moving on to the last part. This is the knowledge portion, okay? This is what I want you guys to know to be ready to be an owner-op. First of all, you got to know how to take care of your trailer. Trailer service on these trailers, they're simple trailers, guys. There's not much going on over here. So there's simple trailers, you get ripped off, okay? I spent like thousands of dollars on getting my trailer serviced, and it kept falling apart. You know when it stopped falling apart? When I did it myself. I know how to do all my bearings. I know how to do my races. I know how to do all those caps, seals. I know how to do my pads, my rotors, everything. I know how to take this thing apart down to the bare axle and put it back together. No problems whatsoever. I'm saving thousands of dollars by taking care of the maintenance myself, okay? And then I would say, you know, take care of your truck. Like, don't push it too hard. Don't like accelerate like an idiot. Don't do burnouts. Like, take care of your equipment and it'll last longer, especially if you bought it. If you lease it, then kind of who cares? But if you bought it, then really take care of it. The last thing is get familiar with the FMCSA website, which that stands for Federal Motor Carrier Safety, FMCSA Safety Authority. I don't know, I'm not sure, something like that. But get familiar with it. Why? Because I've had many times, DOT pulls me into the scale and they tell me, hey, that's a violation. I go like, no, officer, it's not. And I explained to him that it isn't, and he was like, nope, it is. And so I Google it right in front of him, right? And I'm not being rude, but I Google it right now. Because once in their head, they determine that it's a violation, they start writing it down on the paper. And once it's writing here, it's such a messed up system and it pisses me off. But once they write it on the paperwork, they can't just then delete it. You have to go through this whole process of getting a lawyer, a special DOT lawyer that gets it removed. Or you gotta go bother their supervisor and the supervisor can get it removed. But, so, guys, get familiar with the FMCSA website, start searching, start doing your reading, your laws, take care of that stuff and really become an expert in this field by studying up on these things, because that'll help you not get violations. It really, really will. So get familiar with how to search it up, how to ask questions, how to do research, Google, or maybe, watch some videos, watch other videos that really dive deeper into like the law side of it, because that's the part that can screw you over. Guys, that is everything on my list, okay? So you can see how going from an employee and doing just driving, you then have a ton of paperwork to do. You then have to open your own business and all this other stuff. So you guys, let me know in the comment below. Just like in the last video, did I miss anything? I really tried to think everything through. I really tried to think of everything I do. All the time the DOT pulls me over, I tried to think, what do they ask for? So I really try to go in depth. So I want to hear from you guys. Your thoughts. Was this a good list? Was I rambling a little too much? Let me know, you guys. Be honest. I'm open to critique. I like doing this channel. I want to grow this thing. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys liked all this stuff, if you like me explaining it this thorough, hit that like button. Let me know. Go follow me on Instagram, you guys. Let me know what your thoughts. Let me know your questions, whatever. And then I'll see you guys in the next one.